From the Times and the Sunday Times, this is the story on Saturday. I'm Manveen Rana. He's the most famous mentalist in the world.
If you could have dinner with someone famous, 2, 1, open your eyes, think of his first name, think of his last name. First name, last name, come back to me. He was confused when I asked about the last name. He tried to shield it, but I saw it. Why was he confused? Then I asked the first name, count the letters. It was too long. Sit down if it's Alexander the Great. What?
Oz Pearlman has guessed Joe Rogan's PIN number, left Barack Obama stunned, and sent Richard Branson staring into the middle distance. Viral clips, headlines, and awe follow wherever he goes.
Dude, I feel like I need to sit down. This is like ridiculous. You feel like you're going to pass out? Yeah, the chills that are going through my body right now are out of this world.
But the former Wall Street analyst insists there's nothing supernatural in what he does. No psychic powers, no magic, just psychology, pattern spotting, and a lifetime spent decoding how people think. In today's programme, we dive into the real tricks of the world's most in-demand mentalist and explore the habits that have powered his $10 million career and why he says anyone can learn them. The story on Saturday, The World's Most In-Demand Mentalist, written by Odell, read by Micaela Arneson.
Everyone knows you should be careful with your banking data these days. Shred old statements, regularly change your password, shield your cash point PIN. Which makes meeting the magician Oz the Mentalist, otherwise known as Oz Pearlman, a bit challenging.
I am billed as the world's greatest mind reader, and people ask a question all the time: were you born with this? And the answer is no. I do not possess any supernatural powers. This is a learnable skill that I feel anyone could do. But I've applied for about roughly 3 decades at reverse engineering the human mind. If I know how you think, I know what you think.
In June this year, the 43-year-old American appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast and guessed the host's ATM PIN code live on air.
I got a hit. I think the first number of your code's a 1, isn't it? Your real PIN code.
Pearlman first softened up Rogan with preliminary chat about how men choose passcodes. They often go for rising numbers and repeat patterns.
Can we acquiesce that the first number I got was correct?
Yes.
Okay. Think of the second number,
Okay.
third number, fourth number.
Got it.
Every time you did it, it's a data point. I'm only going to ask you one more question. I'm not looking for answers. The last number is the biggest, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm showing this to you. How'd I do, Joe? Is that your ATM PIN code?
Yeah. That's weird.
Viewing numbers for the clip subsequently exploded on the internet.
I think Joe Rogan's reaction was unexpected, and therefore authentic. He obviously wasn't in on the trick, which is what some people claim when they see something they can't comprehend. He shows genuine fear and confusion, followed by anger.
Says Pearlman. Rogan is not Pearlman's only high-profile scalp. After appearing at a U.S. sports convention with the former President Barack Obama, Pearlman introduced himself and told Obama he could read his mind.
I only had 30 seconds, and the guy had a lot of Secret Service people around. But he was thinking about an old friend in Chicago, and fortunately, I was able to give him the correct name.
When you see photos of Pearlman with people such as the actor Joaquin Phoenix, Sir Richard Branson, or Steven Spielberg, they all look a bit frazzled, like, what just happened?
Actually, when I went to Sir Richard's private island to perform, he wasn't the most effusive. When you're doing billion-dollar deals and some guy can tell you what's in your head, that's food for thought, right?
Pearlman is the self-styled world's leading mentalist. He has 8 million followers on Instagram and an Emmy. Although he is aware that in the UK, people might think this means he's pitting himself against Ozzy Osbourne during his bat-eating years, or Liz Truss during her tenure in Number 10. Mentalist is an American term for a magician who simulates psychic powers.
I can't read minds. Of course not. Absolutely not. I do not possess any supernatural powers. I am not a psychic. This is a learnable skill that I feel anyone could do.
Pearlman's written a book, Read Your Mind, Proven Habits for Success from the World's Greatest Mind Reader. It is not about mind reading. It focuses on stuff adjacent to his mentalist performances, such as how to use his theory of mind to work out what your partner is really thinking and enjoy a happier relationship, or how to cope with rejection. There's been plenty of that in Pearlman's career.
Not everyone likes magicians. I've had my fill of loudmouth alpha males shouting out, "Buddy, why don't you make yourself disappear?"
There's a funny story about his number one fan, his mother, who lives in Israel, persuading him to do a show for a crowd in a Kurdish village. Not only did Pearlman struggle performance-wise, due to the language barrier, afterwards he was summoned to drink tea with village elders who wanted to pay him a third of his agreed fee.
Keep cool, stay calm, and you can win people over in any high-stress situation.
Pearlman is smiley, charming, and easy to talk to. Also very clean-cut and corporate-looking. He bears a striking resemblance to a leaflet on my kitchen table with an AI-generated image of a mortgage advisor on the front. It is all part of the act.
That's my brand. When you're interacting with sports or movie stars or in a corporate environment full of billionaires, you want to blend in. You want people to trust you.
Make no mistake, though, Pearlman is totally alpha. It is 5:30 a.m. at his home in New York, and Pearlman is up and on his way to the airport, en route to perform in front of 250 CEOs at an investment bank function in Phoenix, Arizona. He will also fit in some TV appearances, but be back within 24 hours to be a hands-on father to his 5 children, aged between 6 months and 9. At some point, he'll nip out to do a 20-mile run. Pearlman is a noted ultramarathon runner and still holds the 2022 record for completing 19 circuits of Central Park, that's 116 miles, in 24 hours. There's a bit in his book about doing the Spartathlon, the 150-mile ultramarathon from Athens to Sparta in Greece.
The first time I attempted it, I gave up. It hurt to see 60 and 70-year-old men who'd been behind me overtake and finish. Were they fitter or faster than me? No. They had superior mental resilience. They'd successfully silenced that internal narrative that says, I can't do this.
Pearlman completed the Spartathlon the following year. He first became intrigued by the power of the mind, age 13, when he saw a magician at work on a family cruise. Back home in Michigan, Pearlman learned some tricks and asked a local Italian restaurant if he could entertain diners. They agreed, and he was soon earning $50 a night working the tables, honing his uncanny instincts for what people do and think.
I learned not to approach someone eating spaghetti. In fact, never approach someone eating. Go up when they've just ordered because there's usually a nice interlude at that moment. And don't say, would you like to see some magic? Because that leaves room for them to say no. You say, guys, it's your lucky evening. The manager has laid on a great surprise for you. That tells them I have permission to be there and they don't have to pay me.
Still, some diners were rude, even to a teenage boy. They would tell Pearlman to get lost.
I learned to split the real me from Oz the entertainer. There's another invaluable skill for anyone to learn. Imagine you have a TV remote and you could fast forward to how you'll feel the day after a painful rejection. Well, you can train yourself to get to that point immediately.
Pearlman never thought he could be a professional entertainer. His parents wanted him to get a proper job, so he studied electrical engineering at Michigan State University before getting a job working for Merrill Lynch on Wall Street in New York. He did magic on the side, and on one occasion, did a trick for the company's CFO in which, with a click of his fingers, he turned some $5 bills into a cascade of $100 notes. The CFO asked him, "What are you doing working here?" And it proved a turning point. Pearlman left banking and became one of the most in-demand magicians in New York. He was already earning $1 million a year before his big break on America's Got Talent in 2015.
As a mentalist, I'm usually the one reading.
Nevertheless, Pearlman blew the judges' minds with a trick in which they had to guess how many pieces of bubblegum there were in a jar containing hundreds.
I counted each and every one of those gumballs and wrote down the exact number inside of this envelope. Nick, hold on to that for safekeeping.
Not only did he predict what their guesses would be, he successfully predicted that the Spice Girl Mel B would be incorrect by a margin of 2.
Mel B, 325. If you'd be so kind, I want you to plunge your hand into the gumballs and feel around inside. I'm hoping you can find something in there. It's a piece of paper.
Oh, okay.
Any luck? Take it out.
I got it.
What is it?
It's a receipt.
Receipt for the gumballs. Show America.
Ooh, a receipt.
And do me a quick favor. Right above the price, there's a 12-digit item number for those gumballs printed on there. Please, tell America, what is that number?
375.
Pearlman came third in the America's Got Talent final and has never looked back. According to the New York Times, he now charges $150,000 a show, more for international assignments, and Forbes estimates he earned $10 million last year. Perhaps Pearlman's most astonishing feat was during an appearance on the U.S. shock jock Howard Stern's show last December.
I was always fascinated by Houdini. Houdini said to his wife, here's a word. If any psychic can tell you that word, then you know they're contacting the dead. None of them could do it.
Stern was friends with the American actor Valerie Harper, the star of the 70s American sitcom Rhoda, who died of cancer in 2019. Before her death, she shared a secret code word with Stern, only to be used after his death so that they could make contact in the afterlife.
The word she told me, she never told anyone. I never told anyone. I asked, I said, I'm just going to keep this word to myself. Maybe someone will be able to give me the word.
Pearlman guessed it.
But what is your process? How do you get to this?
I reverse engineer. So all I've been doing for 30 years is reverse engineering the human mind. Here's what I do, Howard. Valerie's word, I want you to count how many letters in that word to yourself. Count how many letters are in Valerie's word. 5 letters, isn't it, Sal?
Wow, yes.
Yeah. Valerie Harper, did she give you any context? I don't want a clue, but when she told you the word, did she tell you any reason why, or she didn't?
She did.
I knew it. So what I want you to do is the same way I told Sal to mix up the letters in the word and just grab one out, and I want you to stop and imagine you reach up. There's a Scrabble tile sitting in front of you. You've arranged them into Valerie's word. She's arranged them like a Ouija board. And you reach down and you pick up one of those letters and you look at it. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, look this way at me. We read from left to right. And most people, they won't pick the first letter because the first letter gives away the word. Howard, in your mind, I don't want to know what it was. You didn't think of the first letter right now, did you?
I did not.
I knew it. So, okay, I've got that eliminated. And then most people won't pick the vowels because the vowels cost money. I think Howard went dead center. I think he did the letter right in the middle. You know what? Valerie Harper told you a word that only you and her know and nobody knew before. And remember this moment, Howard, because you're going to be talking about this for years to come. The word she told you was curly, wasn't it?
That's the word. She looked at my hair and said, the word is curly. Wow. What's going on with you? You're a devil worshiper.
Dude, I feel like I need to sit down. This is like ridiculous.
Do you feel like you're going to pass out?
Yeah, the chills that are going through my body right now are out of this world.
So how does he pull off these amazing stunts? People have made extraordinary claims online that Pearlman paid a private investigator to follow Joe Rogan and find out his ATM PIN code, or that he hacks into people's computers to find out information. Pearlman worked in the tech department at Merrill Lynch. Even that he's a Mossad agent.
All of that is nowhere near true. I watch, I listen, I deduce from information most people ignore and don't see in the first place. What you have to ask yourself is, if I make the elephant in the room disappear, was it there in the first place?
But no amount of watching eye movements or bodily tics can tell you someone's cash point pin, surely. Does Pearlman know my cash point pin?
No, I have no idea. I can't work on a shaky Zoom connection. I'd have to be with you.
Pearlman is a big fan of British magicians. He's lectured at the Magic Circle in London and talks with fanboy enthusiasm about the illusionist Darren Brown and the late close-up magician Paul Daniels. But being a mentalist is different from, some would say riskier than, pulling off Brown's elaborate stunts or Daniels' old-school tricks involving, say, a top hat and handkerchiefs. Pearlman uses few props. It's just him.
I am the magic, and yes, there is a risk to that. But I've always enjoyed jeopardy.
That would explain why, when he was a promising university student, he almost wrecked his future Wall Street career by getting arrested for stealing a shirt from a Papa John's pizza restaurant and then wearing it to a house party.
The cops came, I was thrown in jail for the weekend, and I did card tricks to make friends. But still a bad choice.
I also detect a love of jeopardy and an extraordinary illusion he pulled off while a junior analyst at Merrill Lynch. Pearlman noticed one of his fellow analysts was a ginger-haired Brit who looked vaguely like Prince Harry. He persuaded him, and 14 others, to impersonate Harry and his entourage and hit one of the most exclusive bars in Manhattan. They even rang ahead, warning that the prince's visit would mean proper security vetting of the venue, a guarantee of no paparazzi, and a whole evening of A-list treatment. It worked. They drew such a crowd that, at the end of the evening, Pearlman had a darkened nook set aside where the prince could sign autographs.
Still one of the best nights of my life. And yes, I guess a precursor to some of the things I do now.
Pearlman might thrive on jeopardy, but things sometimes go wrong.
We loved him so much. He's back again. O's, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for bringing me back.
I missed you the last few times, and I'm intimidated.
Twice. It freaks me out.
Number one question I get.
Like during his 2016 appearance on NBC's Today Show in America, which has millions of viewers. He wanted the weatherman, Al Roker, to suggest a celebrity who could run for U.S. president.
It's an I? It is an I. Al, imagine 4 years ago, who knew Donald Trump would be on the cover of this magazine?
Who knew?
You're predicting a celebrity that's going to shock the world. They're going to run in 2020. Tell me, who is that celebrity you have in mind? Who's running? Shock us.
George Clooney.
George Clooney.
Yes.
Anybody else? Any women?
Roker quite reasonably suggested George Clooney, but that was a problem because Pearlman was wearing a Taylor Swift for Prez t-shirt under his shirt. What goes through his mind when something like that goes wrong in front of a live TV audience of millions? Pearlman simply asked Roker, anyone else? Any women?
Anybody else? Any women?
Taylor Swift.
Okay, I like it. We're going instead of Hillary. You know,
What?
I have a prediction I just thought of. I just want to show you. I planned ahead the campaign slogan, Taylor Swift for president. And we need, you know what? We really need this. Dylan, tell us real quick. What was the word? We need a slogan for Taylor Swift. What was your word?
Pearlman reckons there's only one mentalist better than him. That's his wife, Eliza. They began dating in their early 20s, and by the time Pearlman was 25, he felt too young to commit to a long-term relationship.
Eliza pointed out that I was thinking incorrectly. She explained that, with just a little mental adjustment, by which she meant growing up, I would see that I had already found the love of my life. She knew what I was thinking better than I did. That's the definition of being a mentalist. We've now been married 15 years and have 5 children, so I think that validates her position.
Pearlman has performed for countless CEOs and 2 former US presidents, Obama and Bill Clinton, and his theory of mind claims to explain how we think. It makes me wonder, could there be a political application to his skills? We are speaking hours after the election of a new Democratic mayor in his home city. If a senior Republican or Democrat asked him to help with the campaign, would he?
I cannot confirm or deny that call hasn't happened already. But the truth is, I cannot get political because you lose half your fans. They don't want me to influence politics. They just want me to bring them a sense of joy and wonder.
It's odd that, in an age when people mistrust what algorithms and big tech know about them, they really love this Jewish guy who can apparently read their minds. Does he have an ultimate trick and a person on whom he wants to perform it?
Oh yeah, The Rock, Kevin Hart, those will happen soon. But I'd really like to do something with the real Prince Harry. I know people who know his people. I believe I'm 2 degrees of separation away. Believe me, I want to go better than getting his ATM number.
You can read Michael Odell's piece on O's Pearlman at thetimes.com. The producer and sound designer today was Dave Creasey, the executive producer was Kate Ford, and theme composition was by Mal Lassetto. We'll be back tomorrow taking a deep dive into why our decline in reading could spell disaster for the human race, with the help of the Times columnist, James Marriott. Do listen in.